This is 5 Minute Feng Shui, podcast episode 127, Feng Shui to Attract Your Soulmate. Welcome to the 5 Minute Feng Shui podcast, where each week I talk about how to move energy and make money. You'll learn how to create a prosperous home and an abundant life using classical Chinese Feng Shui. I'm your host, Katie Weber, publisher of the Red Lotus Letter, Feng Shui Easing for Wealth. Each week, I'll cover Feng Shui topics that can help you improve your life, share inspiring stories, and always end with 3 easy-to-implement Feng Shui tips that you can put to work right away, and usually in about 5 minutes. Now let's get started on the 5 minutes that could change your life. Hello there, my Feng Shui friend. I hope you are having a fabulous day. I have had a wonderful 24 hours. A good friend of mine called me out of the blue, and we caught up with one another, and that just felt so great to just catch up with an old friend. And she's really happy. She's bought a new home, and I'm just really happy for her. You know, this is a wonderful couple that Tim and I are friends with, and he works for the State Department, the U.S. State Department. They've traveled all over it. Let me tell you, I bow down to her, because when it comes to packing up and moving and relocating all over the country, the world, she is just an absolute champ at it. And I have to hand it to her, how she can do it. But it was so nice to catch up with her. And it was also great because right now is the new moon got started. And so there we are. We're at the new moon, which is a really good time to do a lot of things. Initiate. This is a really important time to initiate activities, to start doing things, planning things, putting all your effort into anything new that you want to begin or start or get rolling with this great energy. Plus, we have a moon in Taurus as I'm talking to you. You probably won't have it when you listen to this, but as I'm talking to you, the moon is in Taurus. And that's ruled by Venus. And Venus is a sign of love and beauty. And that's something we're going to talk about a little bit today. But before I get to that, so then last night we had my private Facebook group. What we do is, because it's a new moon after the spring equinox in Aries, this is a time to make a treasure map. So you have once a year when you can do this treasure map and have all this great energy behind you. And it's perfect for doing things that are like large scale themes that you have for the year, things that you really want to do that are a big sort of encompassing kind of thing versus, monthly new moon wishes, that kind of thing. So we did a craft. So I sent out a Zoom meeting and to everybody in my Facebook group, and we got together and we did a craft together, and we all showed each other our treasure maps afterwards, and it was a lot of fun. And that felt really good to see everybody very positive and creating these treasure maps. The treasure map is just another way of saying vision board, except this is called a treasure map just because that's what Jan Spiller, the famous astrologer who wrote the book on new moon signs, had called them. So in her honor, I call them treasure maps too. And so we talked about those, and we worked on them, and it was just such a fun time. We had a great time. Then I got up this morning with that moon in Venus. This is a great time for planting, especially anything related to flowers or fruiting type of plants. This is a really good time to be planting. So I planted so many flowers. I did all kinds of big seed trays to plant seeds to start those growing, so I can have those in the next month or so ready to put into the ground. And it felt so good to just plant and put my hands in dirt and to create beauty in the landscape, because it's just something that I love doing. So for me, this last 24 hours, touching base with friends and having the treasure map and planting flowers and planting seeds, this beautiful Venus energy just brought about all this loving feeling that I had. My heart was so full in the last 24 hours. It's just been a beautiful experience. And And my heart is full too because I've been married now for 30 years. In June it'll be 31. And it's it's a real hallmark or a real it just fascinates me that this time has gone by so fast. And here we are, 31 years. And it's something that I treasure because I know single friends, I have single family members, and we have our issues. Everyone does. You're talking about two different people, and we're living together all the time. When I say most of the time, all the time, yeah, especially now with the pandemic. And he used to travel a lot, but he doesn't because obviously the pandemic. But yet I have somebody to hold hands with in bed at night, to cuddle up next to wake up in the morning and drink coffee with, to end my day sitting on our patio with the beautiful flowers that we've planted, and who tolerates all my plant buying. If I ever make my husband go bankrupt, it will be because I bought way too many plants. Hey, you know what? There's worse things to spend your money on. So anyway, it's a real sweet and tender part of my life when I think about how I have Tim in my life, and we can sit on the patio together at night and watch the sunset and the sky change colors and have our glass of wine and look at the flowers and talk about what we want to do, where we want to go, things that we aspire to, and to have that bond with one another. He knows we practically walk lockstep. We know each other really well, but I know that there's a lot of pain and a feeling of incompleteness a lot of times when you don't have a soulmate, when you don't have a mate, another really, just that person that you can lean on in your life who makes you laugh. Tim is absolutely my best friend. We have a really great time together. We enjoy each other's company. He's a great conversationalist. We laugh a lot, make some of the same dumb jokes, but that's one of the things, that it's not just about this hugely passionate love and all that kind of stuff, and that's great too. But after 31 years, and I'm not knocking on the big 60, you're just not quite the same fireball you used to be. Anyway, but that doesn't mean everything's dead. It's just, it changes, it morphs, and it becomes more soft and sweet and tender and lovely in its own way. Each thing is lovely in its own way. But when you don't have someone in your life and that you can share your life with, there's sometimes that feeling like you're missing something. And that's one of the things that I hear most often about from readers, is that they want somebody in their life. They're looking for someone. In fact, I had given a couple of presentations at a single women's group, a big conference, it's these are great women, and they run every walk of life. And I know there's a lot of men out there who are lonely too, and that are wishing for somebody in their lives. And what I want to talk to you today about is about attracting your soulmate. Now, even though I'm married and things are good, things can always be better. So just because you might be coupled or you're married already, that doesn't mean that the tips that I'm going to be talking about today aren't for you, because they are. We always need to pay attention and tend to our relationship, tend to our loved ones, because they are like a garden, and we can't let our garden go to weed and not pay attention to it. We want to trim it and care for it and keep it up and maintain it so that it just grows more lovely and beautiful as time goes by. And these tips that I'm talking with you about today, most of them still apply. So you can use those if you're in a relationship and you want to make it a little bit better. Never can hurt. But if you're looking for someone and you want love in your life, let's talk about how we can help you do that with Feng Shui. So when you're looking for someone, you haven't found someone, I really believe Feng Shui is such a wonderful technique to use. And many people say, is Feng Shui religion? And I always say, no, it's a technique. It's like a decorating trick of sorts, but it's not a decorating trick, but it's a technique. And this is another tool that you have to attract someone, in addition to being having a vibrant personality, keeping up your looks, maybe your wardrobe, and doing your best to be charming. That all those things help, but Feng Shui gives you that little extra added benefit, and this is what I think is something that can go a long way toward creating that sort of movement in your life and unsticking this energy, because there's energy that surrounds us, and sometimes that energy is the energy of difficult career, or there's a blockage in our homes, or a blockage in our life in some manner. And so if you're listening to this, most likely there's a block somewhere. And I think that changing that energy and putting out that energy to attract a soulmate is the perfect thing for Feng Shui, and it's a great tool to use, because many times we've beaten our head against the wall and we've tried everything else. So here's something else that you can do that I think kind of sets up this vibrational kind of attraction that can help you manifest love and meet people in your life. So let's talk about that. Now I'm a firm believer that you have to be committed. Now, obviously, I know a little bit about commitment, being married for 30 years. And this is true whether you're trying to attract love, or you're trying to create a business, or if you're trying to sell your house. You got to be committed to doing whatever it is that you're doing, or it's not going to work well for you, or the things that are going to happen are going to be just kind of meh. And we don't want meh in the love department. We want, skyrockets and, firecrackers and that kind of stuff. And this is why I mentioned that it's important that you be clear, that you're ready for this commitment, that you're intentional about what we're going to be talking about today and what you're going to be doing to attract that love. Because if there's some part of you that isn't fully committed, that isn't absolutely ready to get going on attracting this mate, I don't think it's going to happen. If there's some little corner of you that is like having a doubt, you resolve that. Find a way to resolve that and put yourself into it 100% and put all your energy into it. So let's talk about tips to kind of attract love and to help set your attention for activating your home for a forever love energy. Now, by activating the love corner of your home, the southwest sector, you can create the kind of energy that attracts love and helps you manifest that soulmate or a loving partner in your life. So let's talk about some of these steps. The first one that I want to talk about is a love ritual. And it's called the Calling Your Love Candle Ritual. So what if you had a way to call love to you? This is what you're going to do. This ritual will help you. In a large, shallow bowl, you're going to add 7 kinds of semi-precious stones, especially things like clear quartz, amethyst, rose quartz, or citrine, lapis, any of those types of stones. You can order those online on Amazon. And I would go out and buy a beautiful bowl, something that really appeals to you. So a large, shallow bowl, and you're going to have your semi-precious stones together. You're going to add those to the bowl. Then you're going to add a piece of gold. And I like to use real gold, not fake gold, not looks gold. You can paint a rock gold if you want to. But there's something about sincerity of a real thing. And to me, find a piece. Maybe you've got a broken necklace in your jewelry box somewhere. Maybe an old ring you haven't worn in a long time. Just some piece of gold. Find a piece of real gold and add it to the bowl. And you're going to fill this bowl with water. And then you're going to add a red and a yellow floating candle. And these are the 2 colors of love. Yellow is the color of the female, and red is the color of male. Now, when I say male and female, I don't necessarily mean a man and a woman. These are yin and yang energies, and you have to have both to have love, no matter what. So this is no commentary about the type of partner you're looking for, whether that's same sex or not. This is a commentary about the energies that are required to have a relationship, a love relationship. There is someone has this a plus charge, someone has a minus charge, and that's not a plus and minus as in plus positive, minus negative. This again, it's yin and yang. There will always be someone who may be a little bit more yin and the other partner who's more yang. Very interesting. My husband, I would say, is the more yin of our personality, and I'm the more yang of our personalities. So I think even though I'm a woman, I think I'm much more yang than he is. Oh boy, poor thing. He has to live with me. Me and all my projects and everything that I want to do. But that's what I'm talking about. There are some people that are more yang and others who are more yin. So that's what we're talking about. So this yin and yang, red and yellow floating candles, if you could find some that are in the form of a flower, that would be wonderful. Then you want to have some flowers that are going to float on top of the water with the candles. And you're going to want to choose flowers of different types, and you're going to pick the stems out of them, so it's just the blossoms that float on the water. Maybe you have a daisy, maybe a mum, maybe a small carnation. I would use a little bit of a mix of colors if you can. Then you're going to light the candles, and you're going to let them burn until they burn out. Once this is complete, remove all the items, and then you continue this ritual once a week. And if you want to, I think a really good time to do that is when there's a full moon. Now, we have another full moon that's going to be coming up. We had the new moon on this past Sunday, and we have a full moon that is going to be coming up then 2 weeks from that. So that'll be April the 25th. So if you're listening to this will be coming out, in the early weeks of April. So you will have time to do this with your love ritual. Now, this is also a really good thing to do if you are interested in creating a more vibrant social life. I love the idea of doing this and to call people to you. This is a way to call people to you. So we've got those stones, we have your piece of gold, we got your pretty shallow bowl when it's filled with water, and we've got our floating candles, and I think it's a beautiful way to call love to you. And do this once a week, and you can start this on a full moon. I like the idea that I believe the next full moon is going to be on a Sunday. So this is a nice thing that you can do, and then do it at Sunday. For some people, it's the last day of the week. Some people, it's the first day of the week, and however it is, but it's often on a weekend. So this is a really nice time to do this. This is a really nice ritual that you can do. The other thing that you can do, and I like this, particularly for someone, now anybody could do the calling your love ritual. You can also do the silver wish box ritual. Now, when you want to attract a soulmate to your life, you want to write out maybe the name. Maybe you have someone who hasn't made a commitment, or someone who you have a relationship with that you would like to marry, or maybe you have your eye on, maybe there's a coworker or someone you know socially, and you say, gosh, that I would just love to be married to him or her. And you can write out that person's name and do it as neatly as possible. And then also you can do this, write a list out of all the things that you want in qualities of the person that you want in your life, like a good sense of humor, or they are attractive, that they're loyal, whatever those qualities are that are most important to you. Then write those out in your best handwriting on a slip of paper, And then once that's done, you can do that. Now, this is a really good time to be doing this. So if you're thinking about attracting a love, this is a really good time to do this because we've got a waxing moon. That means a growing moon. So it's like a really nice time to do this. Once you have this list written, roll this slip of paper up and tie it with a small red ribbon. And then you're going to place it inside either a round or a square silver box. And it's important that the box is silver. Why is that? Because silver is the metal that's associated with the moon, and the moon draws, and the moon is the ultimate in romance. It is something we fall into the moon. We can't look at the sun, right? It's too yang, but we can gaze and stare and be transfixed by the beauty of a full moon. There's something that just attracts us, and it attracts love. Now, get your silver box. Now, if it's round, then you're going to want to put that in the northwest corner of your bedroom because that is the color or the shape for the northwest corner. If it's square, put that in the southwest corner. I personally like the square box because it goes in the southwest corner. That is the love corner, so that's my personal favorite. But if you're attuned to the northwest and you like the round shape, then that's perfectly your choice. You can do this on the night of a full moon. If you want to do it with your flower ritual, you could do them together or write out your list. And then once you have your intention set of your qualities of the person, you can do the calling your love candle ritual. Now, let's talk about your bedroom. Hey, that's where it all happens, right? This is the room that most symbolizes your relationship, this in all relationships for that matter, because the bedroom is a symbol of a loving and romantic union. It makes the bedroom so important, and it really is it's the most important room in Feng Shui. And you don't think of the living room and go, that's my love. You think of the bedroom when you think about a room associated with love. So it's so important that your bed is placed properly. Make sure that it's put in the command position so that you can easily see the door and you have that nice solid wall behind you. It's also vital that you have a good solid headboard and that you aren't using a leftover bed or sleeping on a mattress from a previous relationship. It's just not a good thing to do. Make certain that you clean and clear out anything from under your bed. And lastly, make sure that there is room on both sides of the bed and that you don't have a bed that's kind of pushed into a corner or that it's off center. Now, if you're looking for serious love, get a bed that shows it. I personally am a fan of canopy beds. It's the ultimate bed for romance, and it just speaks to being a couple, doesn't it? It just says, get in me and stay in bed together. You just see a canopy bed and you just want to dive in and snuggle. It just does that to people. Even if you can't afford one, you can make one by hanging curtains from the ceiling. There are so many beautiful, wonderful ways to make a canopy bed easily. And a canopy bed is a beautiful and dreamy signal of your intention of love and romance. That's what I love about it. Now, it's so important, too, that you double up on your energy. Look around your home. Is it full of single objects? I know there's a big push in interior design about no matchy-matchy. Well, I love some matchy-matchy. And think about it. Every time you go to a hotel, what do they have? Do they have different designs on either side of the bed? No, it's always the same. And where do we often want to run away to with our sweethearts? We want to go to a hotel, right? That's where we can go and escape. And one of the reasons we do that is because they're very suited for couples. So make sure that you look around your home and give your home a really good love luck boost by adding pairs of lamps, pairs of tables, pairs of chairs, and other images so that you see life in pairs. It's so important, especially in your bedroom and living room, that you see the doubling energy. You can also add images that are tied to the heart. What we see is what we get, and if all we see is lonely single images, that's the life we live. Make sure that if you're seeking a male soulmate, that you have images of men in your home, and for those seeking a relationship with a female, make sure you have images of women displayed. Now, if you're a woman and you're seeking a man, for instance, having pictures of women around the house isn't a good idea. In fact, I would take them down. It's more important that you put some images of a man up. So you see what I'm saying? Because if you're looking for someone, it's so important that you see that represented in your home around you. It's also key that you see images of couples. So choose one or two pictures of a couple that appeals to you and display them in your bedroom or living room. Now, when it comes to Chinese symbolism, the dragon and phoenix are the two that represents a conjugal union, and they are representatives of yin and yang energies. So if you're looking for a man, hang an image of a dragon or a figure of a dragon in your living room. If you're looking for a relationship with a woman, add the image of a phoenix. A good stand-in for a phoenix, because they're not just exactly an off-the-shelf kind of bird to find anywhere, is using a rooster or a peacock. Now you can find those just about anywhere, so it's a good stand-in for a phoenix. I really like the peacock because the phoenix has a long tail that's very beautiful and full, and so does a peacock. Now in the bedroom, the image of a dragon and phoenix together represent the yin and yang union. Now, although you don't want to add an image of a dragon or a phoenix separately, so make sure that in your bedroom you don't have an image or a figure of either dragon or phoenix. Now, if they are in a design together, that's fine, but you can't have single images. That it will be too much energy for you, so especially in a bedroom. But they're really wonderful to display when they are together, and you can find them in patterns on vases and different type of ceramics. Many times together you can see them. The other symbol you can use is the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon are another way of looking at the yin and yang energy. Unlike the dragon and the phoenix, the sun and moon are two heavenly bodies that represent love and attraction, and they work beautifully together and beautifully separately. For instance, the image of a scene that includes a full moon is a wonderful image to display in the bedroom because the moon is attracting and it's a symbol of love. However, do avoid images of an ocean with a moon in the bedroom. We don't want to have big images of water. So a small lake or a pond, that's okay. A little water's okay. A big thing of water, no, we don't want to do that. But we do want to have an image of the moon. That's really wonderful. Now, in the living room, you can add an image of the sun to bring yang energy, and that helps boost your home's feng shui. Now, if the dragon and phoenix aren't appealing to you, the sun and moon make great substitutes. This is something that you can see more in Western type of environments. Now, we also want to make sure we put lots of attention on the Southwest love sector. Before undertaking this, make sure you know exactly where your love corner is located. And one of the best ways to do this is with a pie chart graph. So using a compass, draw a circle on the floor plan of your home and find the north-south axis. And from this point you can determine the remaining corners. The southwest line lies at 225 degrees, halfway between south and west. So once you have the southwest northeast axis drawn, use this line to make your activations on the north southwest corner. Now you can do this in a room, you can do this over your house, you can do this over your desk. You can find the southwest northeast axis. But what you want to make sure is that when you put your activations, you put them right on that southwest line. This will help be much more potent and help you. Now, a classical thing to add for love is always a red lantern. If you're daring, you can do as the Chinese do and hang a red lantern in the southwest corner of your home or living room to signal that readiness for love. It's an excellent way to stimulate the love and marriage corner and raise your sights for drawing the perfect love companion to your life. Now, if that's too daring, try hanging a light, maybe a hanging lamp of some kind, a pendant, something something like that, or a red colored mobile. The movement of the mobile is wonderful for stimulating the southwest corner. And alternatively, you can use a red night light and keep it on at all times in the southwest corner of your home and bedroom for an extra boost of energy. I love using the red night light. That's a great tip and very easy to do. You can find those online on Amazon if you want. Now, if you have a problem with your love corner, this is when, let's say you're in your home, the laundry room or the garage is in the southwest corner of your home. You want to do the pie chart method on your living room and bedroom so you can find the exact spot of the love direction, because you don't want to go activating your garage or a laundry room, right? That's not the place where you want to activate for love. You'll always be doing his underwear and his laundry. So here's a hint. Print out a 360-degree compass on a transparency and then apply this over your floor plan, and then line up the 0 and 180-degree marks on your north-south axis line, and then you can find that 225 degrees easily. That's your love spot. Now, make sure that you activate that love corner with love symbols. That line that runs at 225 degrees, you want to make sure you activate that. I like the red and yellow candles because they represent harmony and they activate the southwest perfectly. The yellow adds a genuineness and a sincerity, and that's what you're looking for in a soulmate. You don't want just somebody that just wants to hop in the sack. You want somebody. I mean, well, you want that, but you want someone that is going to be there for the long haul, the good times, the bad times, the pandemics, that kind of thing. That someone's sincere and caring and wants to be your friend too. Another thing that you can add is a vase of red peonies or peonies. Peonies are the only flower that can be displayed in the bedroom, either as silk or as real flowers or as a painting. Now, I also like pink peonies, and I'll tell you why. Pink is a sentimental color. And I think when it comes to affairs of the heart, sentiment rules. That's what's most important, those tender, loving feelings. Lastly, lovebirds. Adding a pair of birds to the love corner can help bring love and good news to your love corner. Plus, it's pairs, and birds make wonderful symbols of a loving couple. So there you go. We have talked about wish boxes, doubling up, lanterns, finding that love line so we can activate it accurately, and some great rituals that you can do with this waxing moon that we're in right now and with the full moon that's coming. If you do that and you draw love to your life, please let me know. I'd love to do it. I'm going to be doing these things with you. I think I'm going to do that calling your love ritual, and because we moved to a new area, and I'd like to call some new friends from this area to me, and I think I'll be doing that on the new moon. Maybe we'll do that in my Facebook group because it's always fun to do a group project together. All right then. Well, let me let you have 3 tips right as we leave. Tip number 1, use the silver wish box as a way to find exactly the person that you want. And if you have somebody in mind, write their name down and put it in that wish box. And be sure to put square box in the southwest, round box in the northwest. 2, double up. Make sure that you can see images of the kind of love that you would like to have. So that would be images of couples. That would be images of men if you're looking for a man, or images of women if you're looking for a woman. Tip number 3, boost that love sector and do it in every room. That means in your bedroom, in your office, in your living room, and in your home in general. Boost that love corner everywhere, or that love line wherever you can, because it's so important. I wouldn't let one southwest corner get past me in my house if I were looking for love. All right, there you go. We have come to an end, and this is a little bit of a longer one, but love is worth it, right? It's worth the extra time and extra energy. All right, have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week on 5 Minute Feng Shui.